for the University of Missouri, St. Louis, with Miss Kiora Brooks, who is here to share her experiences at the University of Missouri. I know that personally, I also have attended the University of Missouri, St. Louis, so I'm really excited we're highlighting this school today. We are going to start off by sharing a short video, actually 2 short videos about UMSL, as it's called commonly. And then after that, we will turn it over to Kiora. We also want to thank Dr. Anderson for coming. We really appreciate this opportunity to share about colleges. And additionally, we also really want to thank DeAndre Phillips for joining us again. He was an amazing speaker last week, and we're really excited that he's here. We also may be having a visit from the mayor today. If we do, as her schedule is really tight, we will briefly stop talking about UMSL and we'll move over to hear from the mayor and then come back to this afterwards. So if we stop for that interruption, that is why. All right, at this time, we'll start with the first video.
University of Missouri, St. Louis. At UMSL, we collaborate, we compete, we create, we engage, we debate, we excite. We live. At UMSL, we care. We give back. We open doors to opportunity, and when we face adversity, we work harder. And we play hard too. At UMSL, we better ourselves. We better each other. We prove that diversity matters, that cooperation is a must. We stand together and proudly shout. Because like those before us, we chose the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
And now we have one more short video, so just so that you really get a good comprehensive view of UMSL before we hear from Kiora. I can't hear it.
Get involved. Because it's big. The campus environment.
I love my classmates.
The professors. It's welcoming. I love the people. One choice. There's just one choice.
So as you can tell, the University of Missouri St. Louis has many different degree options and is really well known in a variety of different fields. At this time, we are going to turn it over to Kiora. Kiora, we'd love to hear from you regarding your experiences so far at the University of Missouri St. Louis. I know that you're a Topeka West graduate, so we'd love to also hear about your transition from Topeka West to UMSL, and just about anything else you'd like to share at this time. Students, we will also be doing question and answers like before. So if you have a question you would like to ask the group, please send it to me via chat. Additionally, please also turn on your camera when it is your turn to ask the question. Thank you. All right, Ms. Brooks. I'm making sure.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, so I guess before I start talking about my experience at UMSL, I'll talk about how I got to go to UMSL, how I got to go to UMSL is because I got enough scholarships to go to UMSL. So like during my senior year, I didn't really know if I was going to be able to go to college because my family really didn't have the money to put me through college. So like during my senior year, I was thinking, wow, I would love to go to college. I hear all about it, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go because I don't have the money to go. And I've been applying to all these scholarships, but I haven't been hearing back. And like every day I'll be applying to scholarship after scholarship, hoping that that I'd be able to afford to go to college. And then at the end of my senior semester, really all my hard work kind of paid off because scholarship announcements came rolling in, and I had gotten enough scholarships to be able to actually attend college. So so I was very grateful about that. So make sure that you apply for as many scholarships as you can as soon as possible, because that really stressed me out for a minute there during my senior year. But my experience at UMSL was, it was pretty great. I loved it. A lot of my classes really, I'm in the honors program at UMSL, and so we have a lot of small classes. So it really felt like I was almost back in high school, which was nice. It was like a comfort during a time where everything was brand new, and so like I was a little bit anxious. So I liked that feeling that it was kind of similar to high school, because it comforted me. So I appreciated that. I guess for like my major, I'm a psychology major, and I loved my psychology. Well, I just had general psychology, and I loved my general psychology class because it really helped like enforce this, like, and like it really helped to me to know that I chose the right major. My professor was super amazing. She has years of experience in psychology, and you could tell that she knew what she was talking about when she taught the class. And it just really made me know that I had chose the right major. I didn't really get around to participating in a lot of like extracurricular events at UMSL, just because it was like, I guess it was like a lot of my schedule conflicted with like the things I wanted to do. Like I wanted to join the Associated Black Collegians, which is really like a Black student union, but I couldn't because of a class. And I wanted to join like the UMSL writing program, but I couldn't because like the meeting time also conflicted with the class. So I wasn't able to join this semester, but hopefully next semester I'm able to join those extracurricular activities. Just like overall, my UMSL experience was pretty it was pretty good. It was pretty simple. I just went to class. I enjoyed my classes, and I worked hard in my classes, and yeah. So I guess I'm ready for questions.
Sure. Can you tell us a little bit about UMSL's campus? Is it in the middle of a city? Is it in the suburbs? Are you living on campus? Can you go into that a little more?
Yeah, I live on campus. So there's two sides of campus. There's a north side and there's a south side. The dorms in the Honors College is on the south side of campus. So the Honors College is right by the student dorms, which is pretty nice. And the School of Nursing is right by the student dorms. And then to get to the north side of campus, the school offers you a shuttle. And so the shuttle, you won't be late to class. Like the shuttle is pretty convenient. You just hop on the shuttle and go to the north side of campus, and that's where most of the main classes are on the north side of campus. And it's pretty. I wouldn't say it's in the city. It's pretty like, I would almost say it's like its own little small, very small like town. There's like, if you drive a little bit out, then you see like houses, but really it's just like the campus, and then you drive a little and it's the South Campus, and that's just like UMSL.
Awesome. Our first question from a student is going to be from Moni.
Hello, my name is Moni Myers Lewis, and I am a first-year student at College Prep and a 7th grader at Landon. And my question is, What are the people like? Was it easy for you to make friends?
Oh, most of the people at UMSL really, they were nice, but we really kept to like ourselves, I guess you could say. And yeah, it was pretty easy to make friends. I'm a quiet person in general. I don't go out to talk to people. People have to come and talk to me. And so there was a lot of people that were actually really nice. They had a lot of first year programs like during the first few weeks of school. So they would like do like an ice cream social, and they would do like bingo games and everything, like different games and such. So like freshmen can mingle together and make friends. And so during those times, that's when it was like the most easiest to like make friends with someone. And everyone was really nice and really open and just trying to make sure that, I guess, just trying to be friendly. So yeah, it was easy to make friends. Even if you weren't looking to make friends, it was easy to make friends.
Awesome. Our next question is from Jax Watson.
I was wondering if they have a musical theater major.
I'm not sure if they have a musical theater major. I know like just their theater major in general, I don't think they have that anymore, but they do have different music majors there. I'm not sure about that one specifically.
Okay, our next question is from our instructional coach for college prep, Ms. Kathy Foster.
Good afternoon, Ms. Brooks. I am Kathy Foster, and I remember meeting you at Central Office. You have just a beautiful personality. So my question for you is, how, as a teacher, how can I best help my students to prepare for their college experience?
Oh, okay. So I know as like either like a middle school student or even a high school student, what's lacking is a lot of students is study habits and the importance of study habits. Because I know it's easy to go through middle school and high school like procrastinating on your assignments and like not having solid study habits. But when you get to college, you really need solid study habits. You really need to know how to set aside a time for you to study and to really focus. And so I feel like as a teacher, if you can I really like push that into your students that like studying is super important. And then when you get to college, there's going to be a big difference between the person that has studied and like the person that hasn't studied. It's really obvious. Just like getting some good study habits is just super important.
Great. At this time, we are so excited to welcome the mayor as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great. We are so excited you're here to speak with us. So thank you so much for coming.
Well, it's my pleasure. I just came in to say hi and to just encourage all of this amazing group of spectacular students in our school district, to tell you guys that I have a lot of high hopes for you guys and dreams that you guys are going to be amazing leaders. I'm excited that you guys made the commitment to be part of this academy, because as you guys know, not everybody is a part of this team, and it takes a lot of sacrifice to really invest in yourself. But I had a pretty challenging upbringing, and my life was not easy at all. I was homeless when I was 17, and a lot of people really didn't expect for me to have any future. But the great equalizer in my life was not only amazing people like your teachers that invested in me when I didn't even feel like I had a future. And because of them and because of me pursuing my education is that I am where I'm at. So I want to tell all of you not to give up. It's going to be bumpy. And if your life is challenging now, I have bad news, guys. It may not get easy really quick. But here's what I can promise you. If you make the decision to invest in yourself, one of the most powerful things that somebody once told me is the fact that people can take away anything, but they cannot take your education. And that is something that you will carry with you no matter where you go. It's the biggest investment that you can make in yourself. And it's something that can help you figure out who you are, where your talents are, what God gave you for you to be all of who you are, and then channel it in order for you to help others. So please keep at it, keep pushing through, I know that these times are scary. I don't know if you guys think that because I'm mayor, I'm like cool, calm, and collected like a cucumber, and I'm laying back going, yeah, everything is awesome, man. I'm the mayor. Ain't true. Ain't true. I have 2 high school students that go to Topeka High that are struggling with being at home. I have family members and friends who are concerned about this pandemic. I'm myself, it's very difficult. I don't know if you guys know me well, but I hug people, like legit hug people. And the fact that I have to stay away from people and that I cannot express my affection the way that I'm used to, it's extremely difficult for me. So know that you guys are not alone. Know that you guys have a team of people in your school that absolutely love you. Big secret, your teachers are being paid okay because, you know, you have people advocating for them, but there is not enough money in the world that we could pay your teachers to do the work that they do. They're angels, and they do this because they care about you. They're not doing this because they're getting rich. There ain't no teacher or superintendent in this world that is rich. All right? However, we do want for you guys to have the access to your mind and to be able to harness it for the greater good. So stick to this. And I know that someday you guys are going to be jumping into a Zoom to talk to young people and inspire them. So I'm going to stop, and I want to make sure that I gave time for you guys to ask me any questions that you guys want.
Wow, thank you, first of all, Mayor, for being on the call. And we're going to open it up to students to get in a couple of questions. We told them that we knew you may have only had 10 or 15 minutes, so we really thank you with everything going on. So we'll turn it over to students. Ms. Ritzy, who's the first student that you'd like to call on? And they do want to know what college you went to, Ms. Mayor de la Isla. What college?
Yeah, so I started out at University of Puerto Rico in Mayagüez, and then from there went to Wichita State University, and my dream was to go here, and I was told that I could never go there, and now I am a fellow at Harvard, and I have my certificate for diversity and inclusion from Harvard. So yeah, a lot of schools, and I want more. I want more.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Our first speaker, student speaker with questions is Moni Myers.
Hi, Kia.
And they're going to bring her picture up. As they ask questions, we have 40 students online, or 37, and so as they speak, their picture comes up. So Moni's picture will be up momentarily.
Hello, my name is Moni Myers Lewis, and I'm a 7th grader at Landon Middle School and a first-year student at College Prep Academy. And I was wondering, what have you been doing to protect yourself from the coronavirus?
So I have a very small group of people that I interact with. The state mandates that we don't congregate with more than 10 people. And even though I'm running the city and I am working with the county and I'm also doing other stuff on the side, my circle has remained very small. I'm not hugging my people. I'm not letting anybody touch me. I have a mask. I don't go to the grocery store anymore. And the most important thing that I'm doing for myself is that my team knows that I don't function well if I don't work out. Is the one thing that not only keeps me healthy, but keeps my brain, functioning right. And I'm making sure that I'm working out to keep not only my endorphins, but my immune system going the way that it should. That's a great question. Self-care is huge.
And is that the same suggestion you would give to young people, especially those that initially thought maybe this didn't impact them as much? What would be the advice you might give to them as they're out in the community?
As you guys are out in the community, my advice is make sure that you retain social distancing. I know that you guys are a demographic that technically doesn't get too sick from this virus, right? So a lot of young students are like, YOLO, I don't get sick, so I'm gonna expose myself to anybody and hang out with my friends. Here's the challenging part. You don't know if you got exposed to somebody that is gonna bring it home. And you may end up having a family member that becomes very ill. And I don't want you guys to ever carry that with you. So protect yourself. Make sure that you go out on walks. You guys are home right now. Make yourself a routine every day. So like from this time to this time, I'm gonna work on homework. From this time to this time, I'm gonna eat. From this time to this time, I have my online class. From this time to this time, I'm gonna create a new habit of going on a walk and doing something physical for myself. from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. That's imperative, because if not, you're going to let yourself get sucked into sleeping all day and it's not healthy. But just keep social distancing. It's super important.
All right, do we have 2 more questions that we want to offer, Ms. Risley?
Our next question is from Jackie Perez. Oh, she says she's. Oh.
Hi, my name is Jackie Perez. I'm a freshman at Highland Park High School and a second-year college prep student.
Hola,
And,
Jackie.
hola. And I was wondering, what's the hardest thing about being mayor during this pandemic?
God, it's so multifaceted, but I'm gonna try to condense it. So I don't know if you guys pay attention to social media, but there's like a difference between what you hear at the federal level. There's a difference from what you hear at the state level. And then there's a really big difference of what you hear from your city council and your mayor. And then on top of that, there's a different thing that you hear from the business owners. There's a different thing that you hear from the community. So guess what? As mayor of the capital city, I have to work through all of these relationships. So I am not only working as the mayor, but I am the broker for the county. I am the broker for the state coming to us and us going to them. I am the broker for the business community. I am the broker for the nonprofit community. Dr. Anderson and I have always been tight because I admire her. But now we really have been working together on a lot of big things. So I am having on a regular basis to absorb information from individuals that are very impacted by this virus in different ways, right? And then I'm having to process all that information that is extremely different and try to figure out what the greater good is in this whole circumstance. And not only communicate, but I have to figure out how to communicate effectively to each of those groups individually. And the communication is not the same, but the message has to be. And you have to have a lot of compassion through this time, because guess what? People don't care that I'm human right now. People care that I have a title and that I'm supposed to do a job. So sometimes the communication that comes my way is less than kind, but that doesn't mean that I have to respond in that way. So it's really interesting how you have to manage yourself as you manage as well those relationships out with the public. That's a lot of hard work. And the best example I can give you is, you know how sometimes you're frustrated because your teachers are telling you to do something and your friends are telling you to do something and your parents are telling you to do something, and you have to, you know, figure out, and you just want to do you, but everybody's telling you something else. Imagine that amplified by like 100. That's my life.
Do you have time for one more question?
I have time for a few more.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
De nada, un placer, corazón.
Awesome. Our next question is from Gage Rogers.
Hi, Gage.
When do you think we can go out again, and how will this decision be made?
You know, Gage, that is a really awesome question that you just asked. We have been working really hard to make sure that we start working on what we call our recovery process, which means that we have a team of people that are talking about what it's going to take for us to reopen back. We yesterday announced that hopefully by July 13, we should be able to see somewhat normalcy. Now, our plan to do this is we are looking at the number of cases that are open right now, because we want to make sure that we allow for our hospitals to have enough space to take care of people, because as we open up, people are going to get sick, right? Because people are going to start interacting. So we're going to be constantly watching how people get sick or don't get sick. And then we're going to keep on every 2 weeks opening up a little bit more. Now, at this point in time, the city and the county are not the ones that have the order for us not to be in contact. At this time, it's the state. So we're hoping that, God willing, by May 3rd, which is when the governor had announced that was her order, we should be able to start talking about some recovery and getting people back to work. But it's going to be in steps. So first people get back to work, then restaurants start opening, and then we watch it, and then we wait 2 weeks, and then we open up more. But we're hoping that by July 13, hopefully, if everything goes as planned, we should be looking at life a little bit more normally. That's our hope.
And you said you had time for maybe one more question?
Yep.
Okay.
Throw me a few more.
Our next question is from...
As she answers that question, do you have the student online that made masks yesterday? We have a student with a sewing machine that one of our staff members making masks taught them virtually, a couple of students virtually, and she made 5 masks in one night, and we just dropped off more materials today for her. Is that student online so that the mayor can see who that student is? So once the final question is asked, if you let Dr. Mack know to bring that student up just so that we know who also was working behind the scenes making masks for us with her sewing machine at home, that'd be great.
Wonderful. Yes, we will put her picture up. Our next question is also from a student who is learning how to make masks at this time, and it is from Kyra.
Hello.
Hi, Kyra.
Hi. Kyra Burney. I'm a 9th grader. My question kind of has 2 parts. One, what are you doing to help people that have been unemployed due to the pandemic? Like, do you have a plan to help them? And 2, people that are homeless and are in shelters and stuff like that, is there, like, what's been taken into action for them? Because I have actually been wondering about that.
Well, thank you for asking that question. Before the state actually issued their order, we had already contacted Kansas Gas, Evergy. We are the water company, and we stopped any cuts from that. So that way, everybody that's in a house did not have to worry about that. The other thing that we did was that we reached out to the county so that the debt court, which is where anybody that has to be evicted, anybody that has any bills, that was all stopped, and the county was super friendly to do that as well. So our number one concern was for people not to have to worry about any bills. The other thing that we've been doing is making sure that people have access to food. That has been like my number one concern, because if we're able to keep you at home and you're able to be fed, then at least the 2 basic needs of shelter and nourishment are completely taken care of. In addition to that, I don't handle unemployment, so that's a state factor. But whenever the unemployment office, what I've been doing is that whenever there's any information that the state is passing on my Michelle for Topeka site on Facebook, I put all of that information so that our citizens are able to keep that up. So those are some of the things. Now, with the rescue mission, I have been working closely with the rescue.
I think you're muted a little bit. Oh, we can hear, I think you're somehow got muted. So I don't know if that's on our end. There we go.
Okay, so we were able to get the rescue mission a hotel in case they needed to expand. And we've been working with them to make sure that they have everything that they need, from personal protective equipment to food and resources, that they could, have what they need to keep on providing services to the families that need us most. So your question is beautiful, because it tells me that your heart is concerned for people that probably don't have as much as everybody else does. And I can tell you that that's one of the first places that my heart went, because I know that if we don't take care of our most vulnerable population, we're going to be in a world of trouble. So there's a lot of for asking that.
Okay, we're down to our last 2 questions. We have one from one of the secondary people overseeing counselors. A question was typed in from students, and then we have our student with our mask that wants to show you that as they are continuing to make masks to donate in the background. So for our staff member question, Ms. Johnston, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor De La Isla.
Good afternoon.
As we are here with all of these students, a question I have for you. You had said that you had been to different universities. If you think back to anything in college that you would have done differently, something you wish you would have done to give some insight for our students, what would you have taken advantage of, or what would you have maybe done that you didn't do?
You know, that's a great question. And my best advice is the advice that I now give my kids, which is please, 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 please make relationships with your teachers. When you're in college, it's going to be your professors. Make a relationship with your counselors in college and here in high school and as you go. And here's why. A lot of times, and I remember distinctly when I was in high school, I was having a lot of trauma at home. I mean, I didn't have stability. I didn't have a mom that was at home. Sometimes we were challenged with some food insecurity. My neighbor had taken the place of my mom and she was feeding me and taking care of me. But that didn't take away the fact that I had a lot of things that I was processing on my own. And because of that, when I was in school, I wasn't performing to my maximum capacity because I was processing a lot of stuff at home. I carried that stuff till I went to college. And it wasn't until I got to college that I really started understanding the value of communicating with those people that were trying to educate me. Because once I started sharing with them some of my challenges, they started helping me become successful. Your professors all when you go to college, they're going to have what they call open hours for people to sign up and go and visit them. Please do it. Even if you don't have a problem, take 5 minutes to get to know your professors, talk to them about your challenges, talk to them about what you're going through in the class, because they are going to figure out then a way to tailor whatever you need in order for you to succeed. Your teachers are not there to make you fail, especially when you're in college. They don't want that in any level, okay? But if you don't talk to them about what you need, they're not gonna know, right? They're gonna think that you're there, you're absorbing information and everything is fine. So just make sure that you talk and you build those relationships. That's going to be the key to your success. And the other thing that I'll tell you guys, the bonus thing is get involved in any organization that you can, because then you start making a network of friends that are involved in school, and you start creating people in a network of people that are going to help you succeed as well.
That's excellent advice. Wow. Thank you so much. All right, and so with our Miss Rissy, as we close to the end, I know we have our student that made her first 5 masks last night after her sewing lesson earlier this week, as did Kyra have a sewing lesson. So can you bring that student up? And then Miss Rissy, is it possible to have all the students at all the checkerboard being shown, just so the mayor sees all of the students as we wish her well and close out?
I think that we can do that. The student who made the masks, I'll let her introduce herself. She's on the screen at this time. So this is Moni Myers Lewis. She is a 7th grade student at Landon, and she is just an excellent, we are just so excited that she's an excellent student, and we're so excited she's in the College Prep Academy. Moni, how many masks did you make yesterday again?
Well, the first one really sucked.
It's like pancakes. The first one is always bad.
The rest of them are pretty good. And
do you have any there?
Oh, look at that. Let me see one.
These ones aren't the masks, but I just got some material and I switched out and I gave
them. You just gave them away, the masks that you made? Or okay, so you've already donated them, and then they dropped you off more material today?
That is awesome. So thank you so much, Moni. I so much appreciate that I think that people need to learn from you the fact that you don't have to be an adult to make an impact. That you students have power, and you are demonstrating that. That's one of the biggest acts of kindness that you could do right now. So from the bottom of my heart to you, thank you, and to all of those students that are doing other things in your community, thank you for taking care of each other and for just doing great things like this. You inspire me.
Wow, well, thank you, Mayor. Miss Rissy, as we close on out, were you going to pull up the checkerboard, or should we close out with this and then turn it back over to our college speakers?
I'm able to see the checkerboard on my screen, but I'm not sure if it's coming across on
the gallery view may not be coming across on our screen, but it is enabled where every student can actually be seen right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you go to speaker view.
Dr. Anderson and Ms. Risley, if you go to the upper right-hand corner of the
and click on gallery view.
Click on gallery view, you'll be able to see all the students, and we actually have 2 pages of students.
Wow, yeah, I see that.
Well, again, Mayor, we just thank you for taking time. We know this is incredibly busy, and it means so much that you took time to just invest in giving them wisdom, advice, and guidance. We love you and are so proud that you are our mayor. So again, thank you so much. And today, our speaker, Kiora, who is a first-year college student at UMSL, she is going to pick back up with her portion of speaking as you conclude. But Kiora is a graduate from Topeka West and earned a full ride scholarship and is in the honors program, talking about her first semester. So it's even a treat that she gets to come back and hear the mayor speak as well. So again, we just thank you.
Well, no, thank you guys. Love you all. Keep doing great, and I will see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, we're going to turn it back over to Kiora. Ms. Brooks, that was a special treat that you got a chance to be on this call with the mayor as well. That's probably the first time you got a chance to have some interaction and have her talk to us as well. Kiora, I know they were asking their questions, and you didn't share what scholarship you got that got you there in your oratorical piece. So can you speak to that? Because are you in the Laclede Honors program? Is that the one that you're in?
Yeah, that's the one I'm in.
Can you share about that? Then we're going to turn it back over to Ms. Risley or Johnston or Foster to just close us on out, unless there are other things you wanted to talk about.
Oh, no, that's fine. So just talk about my scholarships, or really the main one.
Yeah, somehow you got the entire college paid for the most part, so much of it. So share what the scholarship was, and then Dr. McDonald's going to bring up the fine arts program. Someone asked about that earlier, and UMSL's fine arts program and Two Hills Center is pretty extraordinary. So we're going to bring that up to answer that question.
Oh yeah, so I have a lot of different scholarships. They range from I believe 500 to 10,000, and that's how I got it paid for. My 10,000 one was from a poetry competition, you can say spoken word competition, which I really appreciated. I applied for that because I like poetry. I applied for that because I like poetry, and I thought that I could win, and I did win. And I guess that's kind of hard to explain, but yeah.
So it was a poetry piece that you spoke, the spoken word, and that poem itself got you the $10,000?
Yeah, just that poem itself got me the $10,000, and also a trip to New York. That the $10,000 was really appreciated because that really pushed me over the edge to have my entire college paid for. So.
Well, we are so proud of you. All right, with that, any other questions, Ms. Risley, that you wanted to bring up before we bring up the Two Hill Performing Arts Center?
We had one other question from Lily Bickle-Kaufman. So Lily, I've unmuted you at this time.
All right. Well, hello, my name is Lily Bickle-Kaufman. I am a freshman at Highland Park High School, as well as a second-year college prep student. Now, I was wondering, how has the coronavirus affected your college experience?
Oh, the coronavirus, it just honestly sent us all home, and now our classes are all online like high school, but we also got like a partial refund for our school for like the dorms and such. Like our professors were really professional about and really like quick with getting our classes over to online and making sure like the syllabus is now all aligned. So my college responded really well to that, and like the online transitioning to online class was the transition was really nice. It was really easy. So
the Two Hill is the picture that Dr. Mack's going to pull up for the person that asked about that, and we'll send you that as well, but it's really just a photo of it. So UMSL has on its campus the Two Hill Performing Arts Theater, and in that theater they have some of the top performing arts theater productions that many people pay to come and see. So clearly many of these will be now changed, and people who tour around the world and do productions come to UMSL for that. So that's just for the person that asked that question. The performing arts, music, theater, all of those areas are certainly one of the things that UMSL certainly prides itself in as well as an informational piece. I'll turn it back over to Ms. Risley.
Okay, we have one more question from Kyra.
Hello, I'm Kyra Burney. I wasn't here for most of the college visit because I was doing an interview for the face mask, but I was wondering, what was your best professor, not only just like during the school year, but also dealing with COVID? And then I also would like to know like what professor was kind of worse at dealing with that sort of thing, because, you know.
Okay. That's funny. My best professor is one of my honors college professors. Her name is Dr. Teresio. She was she's a great teacher in general. You can tell she really cares about her students. But what made her stand out from the other professors is that because I'm home, I'm a bit distracted and I'm a bit out of focus. And so I had missed some deadlines for my assignments, and she messaged me personally. She's like, Kiora, what's going on? What can I do to help you? And just her reaching out personally and making sure that I would stay on track and like not just like, I guess you could say giving up on me because I turned a few assignments in late. And so like just that personal touch that she had, I really appreciated. All my professors have been really good. I wouldn't say any of my professors had done like anything wrong. So I don't have a worse professor who's dealing with this COVID thing right now. So
that's amazing that everybody's been so helpful during it. We're so glad to hear that. Kiora, we cannot thank you enough for coming today. We really, really appreciate you coming to speak with our students, and we love hearing about the University of Missouri St. Louis, and we hope that we can come visit you in person sometime too. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're so proud of you once again. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for the invite.
Well, we hope everybody has a great rest of your day. We do look forward to seeing you again next Friday at 1 p.m. and we will be sending out the links for it as well. Thank you.